What's up, everybody? My name is Scott Waters, and welcome to NoLifeTilMetal. Going to be doing a NoLifeTilMetal graphics updates. These are just some of the things that have come in that are printed and finished that I've worked on in the past few months, so I thought I'd get right into that real quick. So we've got Perpetual Paranoia, the new project by Thiago de Souza and Dale Thompson of Bride. But yeah, I didn't do the cover art on this one. This was just done by somebody else. The band provided me the cover, and then I just did the entire layout for the CD version of this. I don't, as of right now, there's no vinyl version of it that I worked on. But here's the nice collage on the inside of all the different people who played on the album. Lots of known names: Les Carlson and Chaz from Biogenesis, and all kinds of guys on here that did some guest work on here. But the layout came out real nice. Music's great on this. The music is just straight up heavy metal, some thrash leanings, kind of old school sounding, which is a good thing, in my opinion. But yeah, lots of lyrics in this one. So yeah, 8-page booklet on this one. Came out real nice. Very good album. This is actually the second album for Perpetual Paranoia, and really happy with how it came out. So there you go. Perpetual Paranoia. The name of the album is Between the Altar and the Cross. This is on Retroactive Records. This one's also on Retroactive Records, but this is part of their new Gold series. This is number 3 in the series. All the Gold series, most of them anyhow, will have this little write-ups on the back about the album. They're remastered, supposedly remastered specifically for these gold discs that are supposed to sound better than the regular silver discs. I'm sure that's negotiable or not, you know, whether that's actually true or not, but there you can see the gold disc and the tray on the inside. But again, this is another 8-page booklet on this one. Most of these are going to be 12 and 16-page booklets. The fact that this was an 8-page booklet was just because of the lack of I just didn't have a lot of photos to use on this one, so I used what I had of the band from that time period. I just couldn't find a whole lot of photos of the band when they were this power trio that you see here. So but regardless, this is a classic death metal album. I mean, just classic grunt and grind death metal. Luke Reno, the vocalist and bass player in this band, prides himself in not having used any effects on his vocals, and he just has that really, you know, deep guttural growl. So old school death metal for sure. The liner notes, which I did not write, but the liner notes compare them to Obituary, Carcass, and Cannibal Corpse. So that's kind of the style of death metal that they play. Yeah, this one came out nice. I'm really happy with this one. So the rest of these are all vinyl releases. This next one was one that I must admit is not musically something I would normally listen to, but I don't just do heavy metal layouts. I do whatever is asked of me. So this is Sixpence None the Richer, which is like 90s alternative pop rock, and yeah, it came out nice. This is the original cover. I didn't change it much at all. Just blew it up to the right size and cleaned it up and made it look as best as I could. Unfortunately, the original artwork was nowhere to be had, so but it looks great. I removed the title, I removed the band logo, took all that off and put it back on fresh. It was nice and crisp and clean, not all fuzzy looking and pixelated like you see on a lot of reissues. Same with the back. The back looks fantastic. I'm really happy with how that came out. It does have an insert, which I will show you. It's on 180 gram vinyl. So I think I showed this insert once before, but anyhow, here's the insert. Get a lot of glare. My apologies. Yeah, insert came out real nice, and then the record itself, it comes in a like a black poly sleeve, and it's an unusual colored vinyl. It's kind of a brownish color, marbled. Almost looks on the camera a little pink. But it's more of a brown color. It's not really that as red as it might be looking on the video. But yeah, came out nice. Sounds good. If you're into that style of music, you know, that 90s style pop music, female vocals, very good singer. That's kind of what you're going to get here. It's a very well done release. I highly suggest it. It was put out on vinyl and CD. The CD is also on the gold, which I think I showed in my last vinyl update. Actually, it's sitting right here, so let me just grab it real quick. And yeah, so here's the same CD, and there's more photos and stuff inside this one. I believe this is a 12-page booklet. The vinyl, however, is sold out. It was one of those limited run vinyl.com releases, and there was only 100 of them pressed, and it sold out well before it ever was even released. So that's kind of unfortunate. But this one is also limited run vinyl. You can see the sticker, limited run vinyl sticker, which I also laid out and designed. But this is Sacred Warriors' 4th album, their last album they did before breaking up, and they had done a reunion record since then, in the maybe 3 or 4 years ago, but they had a different vocalist, so it wasn't quite the same. But regardless, this was their 4th album. Fantastic American heavy metal. I would call it US power metal. If you like the first Queensryche EP, or even their follow-up, The Warning, it's kind of the sound you're going to get here. Not that they're a Queensryche clone by any stretch, but it's that kind of style of music, you know. Great stuff. Now this album looks very pixelated, so did I blow it up and leave it that way? No, it's always been pixelated. It wasn't intentionally pixelated for whatever reason. Back when this came out in the 1991, it was intentionally made to look like this. So if you actually look at the Obsessions logo, you can see it's very clean. There is no pixelation. It's nice, crisp lines, crisp color, no pixelation. Same thing with the Sacred Warrior font on the bottom. So yeah, it's made to look like that. And then the back cover has a nice picture of the band. Again, you can see it's very hard lines, very pixelated. Again, it was meant to look like that. So I think it came out spectacular. I'm really happy with how the album cover came out. Again, this one does have an insert like the Sixpence None the Richer. I think this one still may be available. They did 200 copies of this one. I'm fairly sure that if it's not sold out, that it's close to selling out. Again, it's limitedrunvinyl.com if you're interested in any of these. I don't get anything from selling these, so I just do the artwork. So, but there you can see the thing about these limited run vinyls is you get various colors. So my color is kind of a watermelon color, which I think is what they're calling it. But I've seen other people on social media showing their copies that they got, and I've seen blue, and I've seen a tan color. So you may not get the same color. They're various colors. So you know, one pressing may have 3 or 4 different colors, and you don't really know what you're going to get until you open up that shrink wrap and check it out. And then here's the insert. This one is a black and white insert. Again, that was intentionally done. All the photography that the band had from that time period was all black and white, and this ad that you see here, which was in Heaven's Metal magazine and a few other magazines, was also black and white. So it just didn't make sense to do a color insert for such little color. Lyrics, liner notes, whatnot. This is actually an entire article reprinted from Heaven's Metal magazine on the other side from that time period, which is kind of neat. I like reading that kind of stuff. So, and then finally, this is the last one I'm going to show in this update. This is Bride, Silence's Madness. Again, this is another retroactive release. Actually, all these have been retroactive releases I'm showing you this time. So, Bride, Silence's Madness was their 3rd album. Fantastic heavy metal, in my opinion. Just old school heavy metal, bordering thrash at times. I don't know. I think it's really pushing it to say it's thrash. It's just straight up heavy metal. They do just get aggressive at times, but Dale Thompson he's just got a powerhouse voice. The guy can scream. The guy can sing. He's just awesome. I always liked this cover art too. And this is a reproduction of the cover, obviously. Didn't have the original art, but as you can see, it came out very, very nice. There's actually a couple different pressings of this. This was pressed in the U.S. originally on Pure Metal Records. Those are really hard to find. There's also a pressing from Europe that's on Communique Records, I believe. And you can kind of, if you go to look at the 2 different ones, the color is a little different, and then this one is even a little different from those. So, I mean, it's all got that kind of bluish tint that you see here, but the blues, obviously, because they're printed in different places at different times, are all just a little different. But the back is completely different from the original. I wanted to use color photos. They didn't really have color photos, so I colorized them. I purposely made them look like that. I thought it looked cool. The band liked it, and so did the record label, so they came out really nice. I also used a very muted black color, and see, once I take it out of plastic, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. On the back cover, usually I'll use a very rich black to make things black, but here what I did was I left it as just, the ink is only 100% black. There's no other colors in there, so it's kind of a muted black as opposed to the black that you see inside the photos, so it really makes the photos pop, because the photos are like a 4-color black as opposed to just being black ink that you see around it. So I just thought that was a cool effect, and it actually came out better than I expected it to. Sometimes you can't really tell black, depending on how hard they push the black on the press, but this was very nicely done. Again, it's on a colored vinyl, 180 gram. This one's kind of a greenish gray color, marbled. You see the center rings. All the retroactive records have the retroactive logo, which I'm showing you upside down on the back. And you also have the insert on this one, which is some pictures of the band. I like this insert a lot because you've basically got guitar player over here giving his 2 cents on the album. You've got part of an interview that I took. I did an interview with Dale Thompson about the first 3 albums, and this is the part of the interview about this particular album that's on here. If the other 2 albums ever come out on vinyl, you'll see them on there. When they come out on CD down the road, it'll be on all 3 CDs. And then you've got the guitar player, the bass player, Frank Partipio, I think that's how you pronounce his last name, who wrote a little excerpt about the guitar player who played lead on this album, Rob Johnson, who you can see pictured there. That's a picture of him back when he was in the band in black and white, and then a more recent picture of him just before he passed away. So very nice insert. So there's lots of cool stuff, and then the lyrics on the other side. So there you go. That is my No Life Till Metal graphics updates. If you're watching this, No Life Till Metal Records has 2 records coming out right now. Circle of Silence, which by the time this video is up should be available on limitedrunvinyl.com or NoLifeTilMetalRecords.com. Only 150 copies for sale of each title. That band features David Reese, who used to sing for Accept and Bangalore Choir, as well as Larry Farkas from Die Happy and Greg Chason from Badlands and Die Happy. If you like that Red Sea, Die Happy sound, it kind of falls within that sound. Maybe it's a little bit heavier though. 1995 or 1994, 95, the 2 albums came out, and they're both on vinyl for the first time ever, and they're being released for the first time ever in the United States. Former releases were all in Japan and Europe, so excited about that. And then also on the No Life Till Metal Records, the Banshee will be going on sale just after Christmas, and will be shipping shortly after that. It is already long past, test pressings have been approved. We're expecting somewhere in the middle of January for the records to ship to us, to ship to you. So we're going to put them on sale maybe a week or 2, 3 max before the album comes out, and you'll get a little extra bonus item, which nope, I don't have it here, but you get a little extra bonus item for pre-ordering, and you'll get the better price, because the price will pop up after that to the normal, whatever it is, $24.99. So that's it. Appreciate y'all watching. God bless. Stay strong.